From Cardinal Television Studio, I'm Edelisa Badzik with your Fisher News Brief. As a winter storm tears across the nation in Southern California, they're seeing more than 6 feet of snow. In Texas, hurricane-force winds whipped up dust storms and powerful tornadoes ripped through Oklahoma and Kansas. One of those tornadoes tore through Norman, Oklahoma, just south of Oklahoma City, injuring at least a dozen people. CNN's Ed Lavandera has more.
A massive storm system barreled through the Central Plains Sunday night.
So traditionally, the Southern Plains, Tornado Alley, if you will, doesn't really start to come alive with these tornadoes and these severe weather outbreaks until maybe March, especially April and May. That's the peak tornado severe season here in the Southern Plains. But so this is quite an early wake-up call.
Multiple tornadoes touched down in the region as well. In Norman, Oklahoma, a tornado caused down power lines and road closures.
This is terrible to have this tornado going through Norman like this. It's just past 48th and Lindsay, moving up to the northeast end. We're going to try to get back on I-40 and get out ahead of it again. We're going as fast as we can. That is not good right there on the west side of Thunderbird, guys. Oh, it's getting even stronger.
The storm ripped roofs off homes and damaged cars.
A lot of real strong wind. I was standing out in the garage. My wife went to the neighbors to get in a shelter. Wood and debris started flying and hitting things, so I jumped in the back seat of a car in the garage real quick.
2 tornadoes were reported in Kansas on Sunday, leaving homes in the area destroyed. Winds in the triple digits were felt, the highest in Memphis, Texas, where winds hit a staggering 114 miles per hour, the equivalent of a Category 3 hurricane. In Lubbock, Texas, a dust storm rolled through, leaving visibility in the area to less than a mile. And in Albuquerque, New Mexico, winds topped over 70 miles per hour, leaving overturned trees and businesses damaged.
I'm in shock, but because we love our restaurant, we love our work.
This amount of damage with this wind, I haven't seen anything like this for the 20 plus years that I've been living here.
This storm system started in California, where parts of Southern California saw a rare storm that dumped massive amounts of snow in the area. Huge snow totals were seen throughout the region, including Mountain High, which recorded 93 inches of snow through Sunday morning. Rain was dumped on other parts of California, causing flooding and leaving cars stranded. California firefighters were seen rescuing this driver by helicopter as floodwaters continued to rise. The storm left the ground so eroded that this RV fell into the Valencia River.
I'm just kind of afraid we're going to have to evacuate if it gets any worse.
A new report shows cities in the mid-Atlantic and northern U.S. could get more hurricane damage in the future. Research from the First Street Foundation finds that as the planet warms, storms will be stronger, faster, and push farther north. The report lays out how homeowners' financial loss from hurricane damage is likely to increase significantly in some surprising new places. Florida and the Gulf Coast will continue to get the worst of damage, but Charleston, South Carolina, and Savannah, Georgia could also become southern hurricane hotspots. As for the north, New York City could see the biggest uptick in average annual property damage, and the report predicts Newport News, Virginia, and other coastal communities in the mid-Atlantic will be affected more too. The analysis forecasts up to 30 years in the future, since that's a common duration for a home mortgage. Newspapers across the country are dropping the Dilbert comic strip after its creator, Scott Adams, went on a stunning racist tirade this weekend, calling Black Americans a hate group and advising white people to stay away from them. CNN's Polo Sandoval has the story.
If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, that's a hate group.
That was the comment that may have ended Scott Adams' newspaper career. The Dilbert creator referencing a poll from the conservative firm Rasmussen Reports that indicated 53% of Black Americans agree with the statement, "It's okay to be white," leaving the other 47% to say they disagree or aren't sure. The Anti-Defamation League has noted that phrase has a long history in the white supremacist movement.
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
He continued to double down throughout his show. The Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, and USA Today among the hundreds of newspapers that denounced Adams and quickly pulled Dilbert. USA Today newspaper CEO Mike Reed.
It was frankly an easy decision. We found the remarks, hateful, hurtful,
and they just crossed the line.
But not everyone agrees. Twitter CEO Elon Musk coming to Adams' defense, tweeting, "The media is racist." Adams has since tweeted that he was only advising people to avoid hate and suggested that the cancellation of his cartoon signals that free speech in America is under assault.
We believe in free speech. We believe in creating a place for differing points of view, but there's a line that gets crossed where things become racism, and that's not an area we choose to traffic in or participate in.
Andrews McNeil Syndication, the company that distributes Dilbert, has not responded to a request for comment. Fox News and the Fox Corporation are defending their actions during the 2020 election. Fox News and its parent company countered Dominion Voting Systems' lawsuit, alleging on-air assertions by Fox News hosts about election fraud were taken out of context. But Rupert Murdoch, the chairman of Fox Corporation, acknowledged in a deposition taken by Dominion that some hosts endorsed false claims the 2020 election was stolen. In the deposition, which is part of Dominion's $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox News, Murdoch rejected that the right-wing news talk network as an entity endorsed former President Donald Trump's election lies. But Murdoch conceded that Sean Hannity, Jeanine Pirro, Maria Bartiromo, and former host Lou Dobbs promoted falsehoods about the presidential contest being stolen. Facebook owner Meta is backing a tool aimed at reducing revenge porn, especially for teens on its platforms. It's called Take It Down and works like this. Users have to download special software that can anonymously add a digital fingerprint to photos. Meta will then maintain a database of those digital fingerprints, but not the photos themselves. If a photo with the same fingerprint ever posts to Facebook or Instagram, the company will be alerted and can review the photo. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which operates Take It Down, says it has received more than 250,000 reports of online enticement since 2016. In the last year, nearly 80% of those cases involved someone seeking money to keep an image off social media. A new aircraft designed by Boeing engineers is one for the record books. Did I mention it's a paper airplane? Jeremy Roth explains how high this lightweight craft soars. In today's Take a Look at This.
Remember when making paper airplanes used to land you in trouble? Well, now they could land you in the record books. Take a look at a team of young Boeing engineers who are flying high after setting the Guinness World Record for the farthest flight by a paper airplane. Boeing shared video documenting the successful attempt by the engineers, whose paper plane took 20 minutes to fold and was designed for maximum weight for greater momentum. All the paper planning, prep, and production paid off as the plane smashed the standing world record with a whopping flight distance of 290 feet. That's nearly the length of a football field. No word on what's next for the high-flying engineers, but it sure looks like the sky's the limit. Love was in the air at a Wisconsin McDonald's that went all out to celebrate the anniversary of a husband and wife who first met at the restaurant 27 years prior. Mark and Cindy Francischina first locked eyes while waiting for fries at this Racine Mickey D's in 1996, and 27 years later they still celebrate every year at the restaurant. The McDonald's Corporation heard about the couple and sent 27 roses and a fancy spread to help mark the occasion, and skibbity-beep-bop-a-doo, I'm loving it. Finally, long-distance lovers may now have a way to lock lips over the internet. A unique Chinese contraption that has gone viral is designed to pair with smartphones and mimic real kisses by replicating the pressure, movement, and temperature of a user's lips. I wrote a bunch of jokes for this, but yeah, none of them are appropriate, so I think I'll just keep my lips sealed. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That's it for today's news. For Fisher's News Brief, I'm Adelisa Badzik.